Hello guys and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm going to show you how to fix any psychological problem in trading and eliminate it for good. I'm going to give you a proven step-by-step method to overcome any psychological problem that you have. This method helped me personally to fix a lot of issues that I had, like the fear of missing out, getting anxious after missing opportunities when price moves without me, and also with over trading. This method right here, the method that I'm going to show you, does not apply only to trading, but you can also use it in other areas of your life, right? If you have problems with other areas in your life, it will work too, but let's stick in trading for this video right here. So I decided to do this video when I shared 5 days ago. I posted this question in my community tab in YouTube, and I said, what is the one problem that you think if you overcome it will make you consistent in your trading? So I received a lot of replies. Some of the problems were technicals, but the majority of the problems were psychological, right? And guys, the problem with the psychological issues is that the solution for them are not straightforward. In contrast, if you go to problems like technical analysis, like for example, gaining more experience in detecting valid zones, valid pullbacks, higher time frame to lower time frame, this problem right here has a straightforward answer, an easy solution. All you have to do is to backtest more. You understand the concept, but you don't know how to apply it properly in the chart. So all you have to do is to study that concept, where it worked in the past, how it worked, right? Collecting examples and backtesting. And when I say backtesting, I don't mean taking entries, but rather just watching and observing price prints, right? So easy, straightforward solution. All you have to do is to put in the work and not be lazy. But regarding psychological problems, as I said, it's not like that. They are tricky. And even though the problem here, even though that you know that, for example, overtrading is killing you, is killing your consistency, you are always failing because you have this problem like overtrading, right? This is just one of the many problems. You know that a big problem to you, but you keep repeating that mistake over and over. So that is the big issue regarding psychology. And I like this tweet right here from a fellow trader. So when traders say it took them 5 years to get it right, they aren't talking about technicals. Technicals, you can learn it in a weekend, but psychological problems takes a lot of time to fix them. But in this video, I'm going to show you a straightforward way to fix them all, right? This process, this 5-step process or method, is inspired by the book, The Mental Game of Training. I told you that it is one of my favorite psychological books ever, right? Because it has a system to address and fix your problems. So this is inspired from that book. So I call it the Flawed Logic Journal. Basically, you're going to journal, you're going to write right here. So this is a 5-step process, right? We have 5 steps and you're going to answer you're going to choose a problem that you are having, and then you're going to log it right here. So the first step is, I'm going to give you examples later on how you can log a problem here and how you can apply this 5-step process to fix that problem. So before we start explaining the steps, I want you to know the importance of this process. So this process right here, this method, is beneficial because it will help you to rewire your mindset by breaking down the emotional reactions and also the faulty logic that led to those impulsive trades, right? So by walking through this process, you will become more aware, right? So awareness of your triggers, and you will challenge your flawed thinking and you will replace it with a rational decision making. Let's start with step 1. Describe the problem in details, right? Use these questions to give you ideas on what to write. Don't answer only these questions, but describe it in details and try to answer these questions while you are doing that. So, what exactly happened? Describe the situation or issue that arose. How did you react? What emotions or thoughts came up? How did this affect your trading or decision making, right? So be very descriptive with the first step and don't get ahead of yourself. Only describe the problem. That's it. Describe the problem right here. Whether it is over trading, whether it is fear of missing out, FOMO, whether it is you are afraid to execute that trade, right? It doesn't matter. Now, moving on to the second step, explain why it makes sense that you have this problem. Read this again. Why it makes sense. Why it makes sense that you have this problem. And I'm going to give you, again, examples later on. So why do you think you reacted this way? What beliefs, thoughts, or experience might have led to this reaction? Are there any patterns or past experiences that contribute to this problem? Giving you a quick example on a quick problem and applying step 1 and step 2. Let's say, for example, strategy hopping, right? So maybe you are a trader and you have a problem with strategy hopping. So you study a strategy, you backtest it for just a short period of time, right? You see some promising results. You go to live trading, you take 2 losses or 3 losses, 4 losses, and then you completely discard that strategy and you move on to something else, something more promising, something shiny, right? Social media is a great platform to find new shiny things, new shiny strategies. So you keep hopping from one strategy to another and you are basically trapped in the beginning stage, right? So this is the problem, description of the problem. Why it makes sense that you have this problem? Well, you can say that it makes sense that when you see something isn't working, it's better to explore new things, better systems, right? With higher RR, higher win rate. The market is changing in some way. So you need to find that one strategy, that one combination of indicators that will make you never take a loss again. You will never need to take 3 or 4 losing trades. So that's explain why it makes sense, right? Let's move on with the steps. That's just a quick example, and I'll give you later on an example of a problem that I personally had and how I was able to fix it. So step 3, I want you to explain why the logic in step 2 is flawed. So here you're going to contradict yourself. You're going to identify the flaws and the inaccuracies in your reasoning from step 2. So is there a logical fallacy or misunderstanding on what you wrote right here? Right, so write it here. What emotions or biases are clouding your judgment? So here you're going to find flaws and fallacies in the second step. Step 4, come up with a correction to that flawed logic. So what's more accurate or balanced way to view the situation? How can you correct the flawed logic identified in step 3, right? So here you're going to have a correction to that flawed logic. Here you're going to identify it. Here you're going to correct it. Moving on to the last step, which is explain why that correction is correct. Why is the new logic or belief accurate and beneficial? How will this correction improve your trading and mental game? These 5 steps right here, guys, it will rewire your brain, change how you think. It will change your thinking about those problems, those common psychological problems, and it will surely reduce the emotional reactions that you have from that problem in the first days. And after a week, 2, 3 weeks, you will feel like you never had that problem before. You will completely eliminate it. So let me give you an example right here. So step 1, describe the problem in detail. So for example, and this is about missing trades, a problem that I personally had in the past. I get anxious and angry when I miss a trade or when the price moves without me. This frustration leads me to take impulsive trades without proper analysis, often causing me to deviate from my strategy, right? So here I'm describing my problem. You can be more details. Like for me personally, I didn't really get anxious after I miss one trade. No, but when I miss a trade and then the second trade I also miss it, prices explode and moves without me, or maybe I didn't see that opportunity at the right moment, so I miss now 2 trades in a row. And the third trade, I take it, part of my plan, and it is a losing trade. So that's completely normal. Your plan, my plan, will have losing trades. But because of those missed trades, I feel like the market is messing with me. It's laughing at me, all right? Because I missed 2 A+ trades, and when I took the third, it is my stop loss. And I tend later on to make stupid trades. So here, you can describe the problem. Step 2, explain why it makes sense that you have this problem or why you think, feel, or react that way. Missing an opportunity makes me feel like I'm falling behind or losing potential profits, which triggers a sense of urgency. I believe that by quickly jumping into a trade, right, so price chasing, I can still capitalize on the market movement, and the pressure to catch the next move becomes overwhelming. So now the step 3, explain why the logic in step 2 is flawed. Acting out of frustration or FOMO leads to irrational decision making, which often results in poor trade outcome. Instead of capitalizing on opportunities, I end up taking suboptimal trades that don't align with my strategy. This further disrupts my trading process and leads to losses. Also, when I was taking trades, like the situation that I told you before, where I miss 2 trades and the third trade I take a loss, that is completely normal. That is not something to be anxious about. That's just probabilities in play. Imagine getting angry and frustrated because you took a loss. That is part of, maybe I have a 60% win rate. It is part of the 40%, totally acceptable. Out of 10 trades, I'm going to lose 4. Imagine getting angry because I lost a trade. This is illogical, and price didn't go without me. Price doesn't know me, right? Price doesn't know people, doesn't know their strategies. Price does what it was doing for the past 100 years, right? So price doesn't move without you. It doesn't work like that. So this is also, you can write it in why the logic in step 2 is flawed, right? You are identifying policies. Now, step 4, come up with a correction to that flawed logic. Missing a trade is not the end of an opportunity. It's a normal part of trading. Instead of impulsively reacting, I need to refocus and patiently wait for the next valid setup within my strategy. Maintaining emotional control and sticking to the plan increases my chances of long-term success, right? So what I'm doing now is that when I miss 2 trades, I simply close the chart. I go do something else, take a walk outside. It can be anything, but I close the chart and I come back later on. Because now, when I come back later on, I forget that I had 2 missing trades. This is a fresh start. Nothing can impact my next trade. So this is something that I did to overcome my problem. And step 5, explain why that correction is correct. So why this correction is correct. Trading is all about staying disciplined and keeping your emotions in check. If I avoid chasing trades out of frustration and accept that missing trades is just part of the process, I can stay consistent. Sticking to my strategy without letting emotions take over helps me make smarter, more logical decisions, which lead to better trades and long-term success, right? So this is just one example. You can use any problem that you have and run it through this 5-step process, right? I'm gonna leave this link in the description so you can guys use it, right? So this is how I was able to fix one of my very big problems, which is missing trades. And as I said, it helped me, and I like to share it with you guys. So I believe that this is the end of this video. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments or DM me on my Twitter account, and I will reply to you as soon as I can. now happy trading and good luck.